morning, everyone, and welcome to our Committee of the Whole meeting on this March 19th. I'm going to start the meeting. So, Commissioners, we have a number of action items, and then we have a presentation of our Economic Development Department's annual report. But before we get started with our action item, I want to take just a couple minutes. As all of us know, we had a significant water main break on Sunday, resulting in our pump stations being impacted, and a lot of work has been done. Our city staff responded as quickly as possible. I see Wayne Jernberg there in the back and James Hurt. I know their entire team has been working overtime to respond and get us back to 100% with our water system. So I want to say thank you to all of our city staff who stepped up and have been working around the clock over these last couple days, as well as our city leadership team and our emergency operating center, which was opened. Really appreciate everyone responding so quickly. With that, we have a number of updates. We do have water distribution happening. It started last night. It will go throughout today. We're working with 211 to identify, those who need assistance with getting access to bottled water. But to take just a couple minutes, I'd like to turn it over to our city manager to provide just a little bit more detailed update. He has a memo that he's going to share with all of us. And then also we'll be providing additional information throughout the day through our communications department as we continue to work through this incident. So with that, City Manager, I'll turn it to you.
Thank you, Mayor. And good morning, Commissioners. I want to provide just a few additional details about the incident and what's transpired since the activation of the Emergency Operations Center on Sunday, March 17th. In response to the water main break and the disruption of service that affected the northeast quadrant of our city. Let me begin by saying how much I appreciate the difficulty that this incident has caused and inconvenienced the lives of our residents, businesses, and schools, and hopefully this is just an incidental and temporary moment, as we've had a history of producing very good and reliable and quality water service. At this time, our staff and the community, we're very focused on recovery activities, and what I'd like to do is offer a preliminary report based on my conversations I've had with Water Department leadership as well as my senior executive team. According to the data from the Water Department system, it appears that the earliest signs of an issue occurred around 12:30 on Sunday, March 17th. The operators further noticed that the pressure dropped when the pumps at the Livingston pump station began to shut down at approximately 1:20 p.m. They were unable to start up any pumps at the station remotely because of the pressure drop and the low pressure in this part of the system. This also decreased the water pressure at several other pumping stations in the area, which eventually impacted a much broader area in which the main break occurred. The city began receiving concerns through 311 and other calls around 1:30 Sunday afternoon. Additional field crews were called back to troubleshoot the issues at the pump stations and were able to get the pumps turned on around 2 p.m. The staff was also able to locate the exact location of the main break around 2:30. The break was isolated and contained at 6 o'clock that evening, but most users of our water system were able to have some usable water and pressure as early as 4:30 p.m. The boil advisory notice was required because the lower pressure could have allowed bacteria and groundwater and other sources of non-treated water to enter pipes due to the pressure differences and the failures. The first boil water notice was issued at 3:30 with the generalized area impact. Once the water advisory area was finalized, we had issued a new map with the final boil advisory notice at 6:45 p.m. The advisory continues to remind residents not to drink tap water without boiling it first. Boiled or bottled water should be used for drinking, making ice, brushing teeth, washing dishes, and food preparation. We continue to push out information and communication on all our media platforms, such as social media, Nextdoor, and through our neighborhood associations and other community-based organizations. Persons who are in the impacted areas of Grand Rapids and Grand Rapids Township are continued to adhere to the advisory until it is lifted. We plan to get the results of our first official tests sometime this afternoon, and we will have our final testing results tomorrow. Should both be okay, we hope to have the boil advisory lifted tomorrow. We've also were able to engage our community emergency response trained volunteers that have been managed by our emergency management office in helping us with the distribution of bottled water. Spartan Ash, in conjunction with the City of Grand Rapids, hosted the bottled water distribution event yesterday, and we were able to distribute over 2,600 cases of water between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. yesterday, and that distribution will occur again at the same location today from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 1635 Leonard Street. Again, we appreciate our community partners coming together, and there are other organizations such as Meyer and World Renew that have also agreed to donate additional bottled water for distribution if needed. Today, there was approximately 30 cases of water that was brought to Mel Trotter by our fire department. As an additional 30 cases also was delivered to Degage Ministries by our fire department, so I appreciate their work in that. Just a little bit more detail on the break. So the specifics that caused the break was due to a 12-inch main near Carrier Creek. The main began losing connectivity due to water pressure, and although it's a 12-inch main, it was connected to a much larger 30-inch line on two 30-inch lines on Colebrook as well as Leonard. And when the pressure, when the system began to depressurize, there was automatic shutoffs that occurred in areas larger than the initial main break, and that's why we had such a large regional impact. And so while I'm so grateful for, as the mayor has indicated, our water system employees and many of the first responders and those who have been working on this, providing a quick response to this incident, while we take a lot of pride in being a regional producer of safe and healthy drinking water, we know this outage has disrupted the lives of community members and do apologize for the impacts that this has had on them. In addition to the water department's internal review of the maintenance history on the main in question that broke, I've also asked the city engineer to independently review systems work related to this instance and the automatic shutoffs and provide me a report of findings. Once complete, I will provide a future update on any findings associated and any associated actions. Again, today is a preliminary report on what I know at this time, but additional details will be forthcoming based on specific views by the subject matter experts in this department. So I appreciate the opportunity to give you and the public an update.
Yeah, thank you so much, City Manager. And I'll echo what our City Manager said. I know I speak for this entire body that many of us have talked to residents and business owners, and we feel terrible about the disruption, especially to our small businesses who weren't able to open yesterday. But I also really appreciate the community stepping up and helping out one another and helping us get through this. And hopefully it will be resolved as quickly as possible. So thank you, City Manager, and the entire, as I said, city staff team.